Hi, everybody. Bryan Broaddus here with the Scout's Eye with my number one scout, Voch Lombardi. Voch, man, as you would say, that offensive line coach took 4 new starters.
Man.
Won a football game. And you love offensive line play. I'm sure you got some offensive line plays you're going to show us today.
Yeah, man. You know, I was really caught up in the middle here, Bryan, because I wanted to talk about O-line all day.
Yeah.
But I can't talk O-line all day when your defense did something.
We need to do a podcast one day with just O-line play.
Yeah.
I think that's in the works.
When we get to draft season, bro,
yeah. Oh no, we'll do a lot of
those days where we're just focused on like one dude.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll do a thing where we can watch film on some guys.
I got you.
Those are going to be some of our best episodes. Bryan Broaddus.
Yes, sir.
And I want to talk about some of the things we did here, Bryan. I just want to run this play, and then we'll come back and talk about it and have a little conversation here. Shotty has not let up on the motion, Bryan Broaddus.
Yeah.
This was something in the past administration we'd be upset about, right? What motion sometimes we won't. I think Dak feels comfortable in that lane, Bryan. Whenever we can run some motion and Dak can identify what's happening in front of him, I think we're just much better from it. Bryan, we ran a screen. So with our knowledge, we know that we ran a screen to the left side of our screen with Jake Ferguson. Let me just talk about how this was all set up, Bryan. As I go to my little board here, Bryan, a couple of weeks ago, we had a little lesson about power and what power means.
Right.
Okay. Basically, you're going to get a backside guard pulling front side, and then we're going to get help from somebody. They could be a tight end, could be a fullback. In this case, it's Lipke. Okay. So you're going to get our backside guard, which is our right guard, pulling to the left side, and you're going to get Lipke as a wrap guy. Bryan, the power was only an illusion.
Yeah.
Power was only a farce. Let me just run this forward, Bryan. Gonna get a bunch of motion, get that defense thinking, Bryan Broaddus. You're gonna see all the movement around here. The linebackers starting to think about it for a second. Bryan, I want to pause right here. I want you to look at this cat, this cat, and look at that cat, right?
Right.
Don't forget, Bryan. Don't forget. We running screen over here.
Right.
We're running screen over here. And back in the day and maybe past administrations, we'll just run the screen over there.
Right.
Right? But we want to set it up first. So
can I point something out real quick?
Hell yeah.
I want to say this because look where Dak Prescott is right now. His back to the defense. Dak Prescott has improved so much with his back. The play action passing game. I just wanted to point that out because I noticed on tape where Dak Prescott has when he turns his back and it's that play action, he hasn't missed. There was a time in his life where maybe he wasn't good at picking up everything that was out there in the secondary was going on. Yeah. But that clip right there just showed me. He gets back to the defense, and then now eyes back around. But it's going to be the run the screen here. So.
But let me tell you why it's important, Bryan. Because if you're a young quarterback or something like that, you want to keep your eyes on everything.
On everything. Dak
as an older player, he's seen this millions of times.
Right.
He has confidence that I can turn my back away.
Right.
And when I turn around at the split of a second, I know where my guy is. Right. Yeah. But just back to this setup here, though, Bryan. We're going to be faking the power. Yeah. Boom to the left, and you just see defense biting on it, Bryan.
Yeah. Look at everybody bite. You're absolutely right.
Boom, and look at all this space that we have on the opposite side. But Bryan, there's one more thing. I just want to give credit to the design.
Yeah.
Right? It's technically a passing play.
Right.
We can't really go upfield like that, Bryan Broaddus. I want everybody to look at Nate Thomas and his path. Yeah. One, his rules and the fundamentals of what he's doing.
Yeah.
But look at his path, Bryan Broaddus. Nate Thomas is going to be your left tackle over here, Bryan. What I want us to focus on, we're going to run our little fakes. Nate Thomas looks like he's down blocking.
Down blocking.
What I mean by that is it looks like he's just down blocking.
Right.
Down blocking some down guy, maybe to some linebacker, Bryan. Right. But what Nate is doing, go back to my film, what Nate is doing, Bryan Broaddus, he's going all the way across the formation to be block guy on this side, Bryan. Boom, boom, boom. Faking the block.
Yeah.
Faking the block to be one of the guys on this side. Now you got this caravan of love. Boom, boom, boom. Flournoy. I know we talked about his catches a bunch, bro.
Yeah.
I know we talked about his catches, but Flournoy got busy in the blocking game as well. Terrence Steele leading us, boom, leading the caravan as well, all the way to the end zone.
Watch, can you run that back to where you have the offensive line? So, okay, stop it right there if you could.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How unusual is it a screen where it's usually you pull all the blockers to the side of the screen where you get the center, the guard, and the tackle?
Yeah.
This one's unusual.
Yeah.
This is center with the 2 tackles.
Well, Bryan, what it normally is, Bryan, we got a board. Yeah. What it normally is, Bryan, it's something along the lines of, let me zoom in here. It's something along the lines of, let's say that we're running a screen let's say we're running it to this side, right? It's normally boom, 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 and those guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm
that
saying.
Number right
that's
there.
what I'm saying. The scheme, the fact I've yet to see it. To me, I've grown up in the era of screens where to the side of the play, that guard, tackle, center, those are the guys going.
Yeah.
But here they keep the middle of the pocket kind of solid with the two guards, and then have the tackles. Is that because maybe the tackles more athletic?
Trust that his tackles can't get over there.
Yeah,
and look,
and he's worried about maybe Bass and those guys getting to the outside.
Also, too, like it's not a fast screen. It's not a catch and throw screen, right? It's we're blocking. Right. He's blocking, but I'm immediately going this way.
Right.
I'm immediately working in this direction. So then everything kind of matches up on that way, Bryan, bro. I just want to run it back one more time. Such a beautiful play, great play design. Everybody, we can just focus on Nate Thomas one more time.
Too, with the motion as well.
Yeah.
The motion with Flournoy, he becomes a blocker out there in space.
Design was impeccable, Bryan Broaddus. Yeah. And then you just get him. And then the execution. Yeah. Execution was on point. Yeah. Everybody was in the right place. It is what it is. Bryan, I want to talk about the defense a little bit.
Oh, this is my favorite sack of the day right here.
Bryan, we had a weird conversation, man. It was like, hey, man, with this Fields cat, we talked about two things. We ain't been wrong breaking the film down yet, Bryan. We talked about gap exchanges and we talked about rushing them slow. Right. Like delaying the rush a little bit, Bryan. Both those things kind of worked out here. We're just going to run the whole thing. We'll come back and break this whole thing down. And I kind of got a reason to feel a certain way about the personnel that's on the field, Bryan Broaddus. Now, what we do know, this is what I love to do, Bryan. I love to watch the play and get the final result and work backwards from it. We know eventually Houston is going to work himself to the outside, right?
Right.
What I thought was important here, Bryan, you got two big characters right there.
Right.
You got Osa and Solomon Thomas right there. Why is that important? Why do you want to be powerful on that side? I want y'all to keep an eye on these two gentlemen, the right guard and the right tackle. They're going to get turned, Bryan Broaddus. Yeah. Boom. Like that. So with you, bring it back a little bit. So with you being powerful, not just quick or bursty or whatever, but when you go in here, when you get 70 turned right there, when you create this little opening right here, that gives James the opportunity to come around. James Houston the opportunity to just run around and impede it. Now, I don't want to say we lucked up here, but Osa is a force, Bryan Broaddus. Osa is a
penetrator right there. And
he's a powerful character. Right. So if you're number 70, who's a rookie, by the way, Armand Membu, who's a rookie, 70 kind of got latched on to Osa there. He didn't just read it, pass him along. He kind of got latched on, and that's kind of why he got turned. And James Houston just ran free, Bryan Broaddus.
Did you feel like, though, that maybe that they ran this stunt because they felt that the Jets manned their twist stunts? You know, usually you talk about it's
gap to
bump,
gap
bump,
to gap.
bump. You know, usually you bump, bump, bump to get to take care of everybody.
Sure.
Do you think going into this game that they felt like that, wait a minute, these guys man their twist schemes? If that's the case, man, the center, to me, this should have been bump, bump, and bump to the outside. Yeah. But when it's a man scheme like this, you're looking at that and going, wait a minute, if they're going to do that, they can't get their guy to the looper.
You know what happens sometimes, Bryan? Sometimes we run these schemes. When I was a young man, we called it big on big.
Right, Bob blocking.
So one side will be sliding. Yeah. And if you're sliding, then you have the mindset of, okay, I got this gap. So if anything changes, as long as I'm in this gap. But the Bob guys, big on big guys, the sort of man on man guys, sometimes in their mindset, they're like, okay, this is my guy.
Right.
Especially if
and then the backs take the linebackers and stuff like that.
The running back will like step up and deal with that guy.
Right.
But if you're the man side, maybe in your mind, if you're a young guy, maybe it's your mind to say, okay, well, this is my guy. This is my
take my guy.
I got to really hyper focus on this guy. So when you see Osa, what's 70 number? We'll just say Osa. When you see Osa slant right there, it'll make Membu go with him, Bryan Broaddus. So it could just be a bunch of stuff working out, you know. But if Flu says, hey, this is a very young right side with Membu and Tippmann, and we're just gonna, deal with those guys and make them process on the go. Shouts out to Flus if that's the case.
I really like the path that Houston took. He didn't take the great polar route to get there. He went pretty tight. To that right there. Look how tight that is right there.
Yeah.
He didn't go all the way out. I mean, he went in a good path there. Yeah.
Basically saying, just in case anybody listening, if he would have looped, that's even more time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's even more time. But he went real tight, like right off the
exactly.
Head, right off the butt.
That's exactly what you have to do right there. Yeah. Great stunt. I love that stunt.
Man, Bryan Broaddus, boy. Look, this is gonna be a long film session.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a 20-minute, but it's cool. That's better for us. Bryan, shouts out to Clayton Adams, man. We kind of mixed up some concepts around, bro. We kind of mixed some things together. Now, this was a big run by Williams, and he kind of made some guys miss. Made the very veteran play and got out of bounds. Boy, stop. Made the veteran play and got out of bounds, Bryan Broaddus. Let's just break down what happened. For everybody that's tapped in right now, I love going to my little board, Bryan.
Yeah.
You ain't notice I like going to my little board. For everybody tapped in right now.
You gotta find you a spot on that whiteboard there, huh?
I did a lot of talking and writing. There was a lot of concepts that happened in that play.
Yeah.
But if you're just taking all the other blocks away,
right?
In theory, a trap is this: we're letting a defensive tackle go. Could be a 1-tech, could be a 3-tech, right?
Right.
We're letting somebody go so that somebody else can pull and hit them.
Right.
That's the basic rules of trap there, Bryan Broaddus. So we go back to the film there. Boom, boom, boom. Let's just run it. Trap guy, or the guy that's getting trapped, is here and here. Backside guard pulling frontside guy, bam, and it worked out.
Yeah.
A fantastic thump there, Bryan Broaddus. But Bryan, I noticed something so interesting. There was some down blocks going on, or some first level blocks going on right there by Terrence Steele and right there from Brevin Span Ford. They weren't just down blocks, Bryan. They were kind of thumps and climbs, right? I don't know if this is something that, Clayton Adams brought, to the party, but when I was a young man and I was taught the down block, I just kind of stayed on my down
Stayed
block.
on your guy.
Bryan, I just want to show you what the right tackle and tight end did. They initiated, boom, and then they did kind of a best release.
Yeah.
And they let go and climbed. And those guys they initiated with ended up getting pulled on by the backside guard and the whoever Bass was, the backside guard there, Bryan. Bryan, let me ask you this. We always talk about this stuff. What do you think some of the benefits are? Let's just focus on just Terrence's block right now. What do you think some of the benefits of, boom, initiating, but in real life, I'm going to let you go, climb to linebacker, and then with me, like, kind of holding you there and letting you go, the pull guy then comes over and traps him there.
Yeah,
Bryan.
Clements is in number 72 is in a bad spot there.
Sure.
Because what I like about this scheme is it makes sure that one side of the defense is taken care of.
Yes, sir.
So now you got releasers that are going to go up the field, but right there you got McDonald and Clements both taken care of.
Yeah.
And now you've got the trapper coming down as well to get that block there. Watch the block that they get. 44. I don't know what he's reading right there. The linebacker. Look at the path he takes. He just opens that thing up. He's probably thinking that the ball is going to go to the edge right there.
I'll tell you what he did, Bryan. 44 as instincts. He read the puller.
That's Sherwood, the Sherwood, the linebacker,
read the puller, Bryan.
He read the puller,
Looking at him reading the puller, the guard gets outside. He's reading.
So he's trying to feel like he has to get to the gap before the puller.
Yeah. But he's the mark, Bryan Broaddus. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the mark guys. And look, the same here with Brevin Span Ford, kind of thumping McDonald. 1, 2, 3, thumping McDonald. Best release, get up and go block somebody else, Bryan. Clayton Adams can't be this innovative, Bryan Broaddus. I mean, he's shown us some cool stuff concept-wise, but he can't be I'm being a homer, right, Bryan?
Yeah.
I'm asking.
No, I mean, I said real quick.
Say,
No, I did a little research project. I think they've had 122 runs.
Yeah.
62 of them have resulted in a tight end pull or a trap or an offensive line pull. As well. So you talk about almost half your runs have incorporated either a puller or a trapper, in these cases, whether it's a tight end or an offensive lineman.
Yeah, just fantastic, play design.
Yeah.
Everybody's executing here. And Bryan, like you said, man, making sure that we have one side taken care of.
Yeah.
Which will be the front side. If I could just draw a line down the middle of this.
Yeah. They cut this defense in half is what they did.
As long as here, and here are taken care of, and most of those guys had to deal with two guys, McDonald and Clemens.
Yeah.
They dealt with the initial block, and then somebody came and pulled them after being hit by those guys, Bryan Broaddus.
Right.
Man, I just so impressed.
Yeah.
So impressed.
Well, look at the backside block, too, that you got from Thomas. Run that back, if you would. Watch the tackle here, number 71. Watch his block and his ability to climb. and then take care of that safety there down in the box, that Isaiah Oliver down there. Yeah,
fantastic stuff here, Brian. And Javonte got caught from behind.
He got fetched.
Now, Brian, this was really my Ask Brian question of the day.
Okay.
Brian, a lot of stuff happened here. I'll just run the play, then we'll come back and talk. Tolbert goes in motion, crosses.
Yeah.
Take the safety with him. Flournoy kind of got a deep dig there.
Yep.
Flournoy runs the deep dig, catches the ball. Fantastic ball from Dak here. Gets a little bit of yak on the back end, Brian. Brian, this is what I wanted to ask you. And I was up here just trying to figure it out. Now, the play, it worked out perfectly, right? But Tolbert is going to go in motion.
Right.
This corner is going to go with him. Brian, do you think it was a purpose of the play design? Let me just run it right there. Do you think it was a purpose of the play design that if this character's following Tolbert, do you think there was supposed to be some sort of interference or pick right there?
Oh, yeah. That was your rub, because what happened is, and this is just Dak having field awareness and knowing, because this ball likely was supposed to go to Tolbert underneath.
Yeah.
Is what it was supposed to be, a real simple throw. He's short of the sticks.
Yeah.
And Dak just makes an adjustment here. I mean, if you look at this play and we see the end zone copy of this play, like Thomas gets beat quick and Dak has to slide to his right to avoid. But I think this play is a man beater. And I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to run Stevens through the trash and see if they could get separation. The safety came up thinking that, hey, ball was going to go short. But Dak, he had bigger plans on this play.
Sure.
Good job by Ryan Flournoy. This is like a two-level throw right here. You got a short guy and an intermediate guy. Dak, we've seen Dak in some of the boots where he keeps throwing it short. We're going to see a time where he's not going to throw it to one of the tight ends. He's going to come over the top.
They're going to come down.
They're going to come. They're going to be jumping these tight ends, and then all of a sudden you're going to get something over the top. This is really a really good two-level read by Dak.
I just love the fact that even if the read was only high-low, it's still a good read.
Right.
But there's just this internal mechanism of Tolbert going in motion, which makes it the difference. And if you're a coach that don't like motion, you won't even get this look.
No.
You know what I'm saying? In a Mike McCarthy administration, Tolbert would just be there and maybe like that's the read.
Yeah, and what they would try and do is they would try and pick Stevens just through the bunch.
Through the bunch,
They wouldn't here you're making him have to run through the trash.
Yeah.
Pretty good timing though, where the ball was snapped and Stevens having to do that though.
Yeah, shouts out to him for not running into anybody.
Right.
But that's just a hidden mechanism in that play that I thought was interesting, but I wanted your take.
No, that's really good football. Really good design to give Dak that ability. Yeah, you could throw it short if the guy gets picked, or you could go at depth with Flournoy going across, which he did.
I got two more plays, Brian. But look, this is going to be a longer film session, but I really do think we're
doing some good football here.
Some great stuff up here, Brian.
Good football.
We talked about another stunt here.
Oh, yeah.
We getting sacks on stunts, Bryan Broaddus. Kenny Clark there got a sack, but once again, James Houston just kind of around. But it's another slow stunt, slow developing stunt. Kenny Clark over here, bam, bam, bam. We're going to get to this point. Now, Brian, what's interesting is they pulled too far. What's interesting, Brian, is that they pulled Osa from way over there to be anchor guy here to go through there so that
he was going to be the pick, right?
Let's just watch Osa bam, bam, bam all the way 3 gaps over just to go here so that Kenny Clark can then hit it right there, Bryan Broaddus.
There's that man. I think they're manning these twists.
I think they saw something.
Look at the center. I think they saw something here. Josh Myers, the center. Watch him. He just carries. He doesn't even worry about Clark coming around the edge there. They gotta bump that out, switch that, and they don't. I think the Cowboys took advantage of knowing that the Jets man their twist stunts.
Yeah, Brian. And look, they didn't do anything to adjust to it.
No, they really didn't.
So let's just keep on running. And look, man, shouts out to Eberflus for watching our show. He don't necessarily text us back, but shouts out
not
to him,
anymore.
Shouts out to him for watching our show.
Week 1 he did. Since week 1 we haven't heard back from Coach.
Watching our show and getting some pointers here. All right, Brian. Last play here. I want to talk about hard counts, right?
Yeah.
And what are hard counts for?
Now, why would you use the hard counts here?
I'm a center. You're a center.
Right.
And some people think that you would only hard count to get people to jump outside.
Right.
I'm trying to know what you're doing.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out what the defense is doing, because as a player on defense, you have to respect the fact that I could snap the ball right here.
Right.
So if you're blitzing, you got to show me.
Yeah.
If you're faking coverage or something, disguising, you have to show me now. What I thought was going on here, Brian, you could see Dak and Javonte kind of talking about this character over here.
Yeah.
Down on the edge right there. So Dak would go, okay, I see you creeping up.
Right.
I see you kind of stepping back. I'm not sure what you're doing. Let me hard count you right now just to see. Dak is going to hard count. Boom, boom, boom. And in the event, I see you kind of back up a little bit. I still want a hard count to make sure, but however, Brian, let's just pretend, because what happens here, Will McDonald jumps off sides, right?
Yeah, he does.
But let's pretend Will McDonald doesn't jump off sides. Let's just watch this play and just pretend that he didn't, right? We're going to get a snap right here, bam. Now what happens is this guy here didn't blitz.
Right.
So if Will McDonald didn't blitz, Dak goes, okay, that guy's not blitzing, so maybe I got something over here, or I can do something over here. But Brian, let's just say, using our imagination, that this guy does blitz.
Right.
Dak knows that, okay, this part of the field I can be attacking.
Right.
Right. So Dak is just gathering information while he's hard counting. But let's go back to real life. What happened for real, Bryan Broaddus? Dak went for the hard count. Will McDonald did jump.
Right.
So we got a big play here, a free play here. Now, I don't know what the call was. Flournoy could have been doing this.
Yeah.
Could have been doing that. He could have been running the bubble or something. Right. But in the event that we get a hard count, Brian, immediately all that goes out the window, and you just
go vertical.
And you just run your ass downfield or something.
Yeah, right.
Because we got a free play.
Yeah.
Brian, I want us to focus on Flournoy, because he did a really good job tracking the football.
He sure did.
He wasn't just running. You could see him gear down and find the football in the air, Brian. You see him right there, kind of slow it down and go find that football and make an adjustment.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about how hard this throw is, because based on the leverage, once we get right there, based on the leverage,
he's not open.
He's not.
Yeah.
Boom, a little bit more. In his mind, the ball's probably coming to the outside shoulder.
Right.
That's what Flo should be thinking right now, right? But he's reading the ball in the air and he slows down. He goes, oh, the ball's going to be inside.
Right.
I have to readjust. Brian, it's so difficult thinking the ball is going to be over one shoulder.
Yeah.
Stop, readjust, and then get your eyes to the opposite side, and then go in there and make a play, and then be a big yak dude on the back end, Bryan Broaddus. And look, when I say yak guy, it's not always just these big, these big runs. Sometimes it's you touch me here.
Right.
You touch me here, Brian.
Yeah.
But I carry that thing 3-4 more yards or something like that.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that's great. We talk about the hard count. Sometimes it's hard to do in a visiting stadium, because you don't want your guys to jump. You have to, and you got 4 new starters, and you're going to hard count this thing. But you use your hard count also to throw the rhythm off of the defenders.
Yeah.
Don't let them keep feeling like that they're going to get this pass rush jump on you right there. So great job by Winston.
Cowboy fans definitely, were there, and Jets fans were not.
Yeah.
So when you can actually hear what's going on, you can make that adjustment. Appreciate it, Brian. This is a long film session, but some good stuff happened.
I'll tell you what, you did a great job, man. You're a stud at this thing. You're a first-round guy there, man. Yeah, this is going to do it today for us for the Scouts Eye. I want to thank everybody for watching out there. We do appreciate you guys. Thank you for all your support as well through all our various platforms and the things you do for us, and continue to watch. Make sure we got our merchandise stuff up and running as well. So that'll be in the links as well. Go in there and check it out. Maybe you can find yourself. There'll be some other items coming up as we grow. The items will grow, but we also do appreciate everything that you guys do for us in every single way. So for my scout, Voch Lombardi.
Yes, sir.
I'm Bryan Broaddus. We'll see you next time on the Scouts Eye.